Welcome to Ibiza and the Invisible Man Show with me, Stephen. I hope you're all well. I'm on holiday today, so this will be a quick um, review of preview, sorry, of the upcoming Spurs game. It's Friday as we record, so if there are any transfer news and Pep's comments, they might be a little bit out of date, but hopefully not. But I'd like to start with Alexander Isak, if you don't mind. Who does this guy think he is? Who does this guy think he is? You know, all the talk of gentlemen's agreements, and I was promised this and I was promised that. It's a load of old cobblers. You know, you're a multi-millionaire working for a club that turns over hundreds of millions of pounds in an industry that turns over billions of pounds. The idea that things are done on a handshake and a wink and a smile is for the birds. So yeah, they might have said, yeah, of course, Alexander. Yeah, if we do well, you do well. Yeah, we if you want to go, we'll look to sell you in a very loose term. But you know, these things should be written down. There should be an email chain. There should be amendments to contracts and changes to contracts and things of that nature. The idea that yeah, Alex, of course, when Liverpool come knocking, we'll let you go for niche. Yeah, of course we will. You know, it's just not realistic. I would like it the other way around. Yes, Alex. Yes, there's a 6-year contract. But if you don't do too well, we reserve the right to reduce your wages and bin you off to whoever we want, whenever we want, wherever we want. What do you think he'd say to that? And what do you think the union would say to that? They'd be jumping up and down. Now, I'm as lefty as they come, but I'm very disappointed with the players' union here. I mean, they should be coming out and saying, a breach of contract is a breach of contract. He is not playing for Newcastle when he should be playing for Newcastle. They're paying his wages. They'll start jumping up and down when he gets fined, I'll tell you that much. He should be playing for Newcastle. He should be training to Newcastle until Newcastle's conditions are met. It's pretty straightforward, really. And Newcastle should be behaving. I think they're behaving reasonably well. But I think in public, you know, Caldoun did it when AC Milan wanted Tevez. You pay this by then, or he comes back. End of story. And I think that's what Newcastle said by the sounds of it to Liverpool. You pay 150 million on their nose, or forget it. And I hope they don't buckle. I hope they don't buckle. But you know, that's Newcastle, that's Liverpool, that's not City, is it? So leave them to it. Next one, Savio. Still going on. I thought this would be done and dusted by now, to be honest with you. Tottenham seems to be dragging their heels. Um, Offer of 80 million euros, 69 million quid yesterday. I read. I think we've swum the channel to get that sort of fee for him. I mean, put it the other way around. If a person scored one goal for Tottenham and we were offering 69 million quid for him, what would you think? I think we'd lost our minds. So you know, yeah, he's got potential. Yeah, maybe he has, maybe he hasn't. Maybe we'll regret it, maybe we won't. But that sort of dough, I think, is is big money, and we we should sell, shouldn't we? And look to upgrade with Rodrigo if that's what the club thinks we should do. Yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward. I think I said it. I've got nothing else to add really. I mean, the guy clearly doesn't fancy fighting out with Oscar Bob, Cherky, and whoever else, does he? And he wants to go to Tottenham. Yeah, he gets a bit of a bump in his wages, but if you play well for City, Savio, the money will come. But if you want to go and knock around for Spurs, the team in sixth, then that's up to you, I'm afraid. But yeah, I won't lose any sleep if we sell him at all. I think he's okay. Started well last season, faded a bit. His assist against Arsenal was superb, but you know he's a bit of a wet, isn't it? You know, and that gene up the crowd carry on that he does. No, not for me, not for me. Edison, he's still here, isn't it? I thought that'd be gone. I thought that'd be sorted as well. But what do I know? I mean, Galatasaray. I mean, do you want a guy or not? Come on, put your hand in your pocket and pay the dough, and then City can move on to Donnarumma. I know these channels out here that say Donnarumma's not for City and he's the wrong keeper and he can't do this and he can't do that. Right. I'm not seeing Donnarumma play much, I'll be quite frank with you, but what I have seen, I've been very impressed with him. He's been at the top of the game for the last 10 years. He's played for AC Milan at 16, then moved to PSG for the last 3 or 4 years. He's obviously got something, hasn't he? He must have. But he's clearly not Edison with his feet. Nobody is. So forget that. You know, no one is. So what 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 do we want? Do we want keeping can save shots? Because I think the way football's going and the way City are playing at the moment, look at us against Wolves. We've got fullbacks to attack. We haven't got a Kanji at right back anymore and Ake at left back anymore. We've got forward-thinking players all over the pitch. We're sending it. We're going for it, and the, the keeper will need to make the save shots, and lots of them by the looks of it. So let's see how it goes. I think I'm all for it, mate. I'm all for a change. Um, Changing keepers always makes me nervous, and sure makes you nervous as well. But it's going to happen sooner or later. It either happens now or in 12 months. So what do you want to do? Me, do it now. Let's get it done, and then move on. But I don't want to miss out. If Pep thinks he's the guy, then let's get him because I'm I'm convinced that there'll be another high-profile error over this weekend with one of United's keepers, if you can call them that, and whoever Chelsea decides to pick in net this week, and they'll pull the trigger on Donnarumma. I think they will if we don't sort it out quickly. So without trying to repeat myself, you just get on with it, you crack on with it. The cost of doing and cost of not doing, and if the cost of doing now is a couple of million, but the cost of not doing is that it goes to a rival, I will take the couple of million every time. So Spurs at home tomorrow. What are we thinking? Their manager petrifies me. He always has. When we played Brentford, I was never worried about their players. It was always the manager that bothered me, and now he bothers me even more because he's got better players. And over the last week, I've gone through thoughts of we're going to beat these 4-0, and another thought of we're going to lose 4-0. The reality is, it's probably going to be somewhere in between. It's going to be a tight game, I think. He's tactically sound. I can see the goal they're going to score. I can see it now. Richarlison plays the Ivan Toney well, brings it down, knocks it to Kudos. He crosses it in, and there's Johnson at the back post. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but it's the sort of thing you can see happen after they've soaked up pressure. I watched them against Burnley on Match of the Day. I thought, was impressed with what I saw, although Burnley did have a few chances, excuse me, here and there. But they're a good outfit, aren't they? I mean, last year they finished, what, 17th? I mean, I don't think that's reflective of their team, to be honest. I think their goalkeeper's a joke, Vicario. I think he's horrific. But in Doggy left back, when he's fit, he's good. Van de Ven and Romero, very good. Although Romero is a liability at times. Right back, Porro, yeah, up and down. He's not the best defender, but he's good. Midfield, I like that Bergval they've got. I like him. And Bentancur, good player. Richarlison, bit of a knobhead, but he's a handful. Kudos, yeah, they're a decent outfit, aren't they? They're not to be taken lightly at all. And hopefully we don't take them lightly. I was very impressed against Wolves when we played Wolves, so I don't want to see too much in terms of change. So I'll go for I'm going to say Donnarumma in net, but we won't have Donnarumma tomorrow, will we? Be Trafford in net, won't we? I don't think Ederson will play regardless of his gastroenteritis or not. So be Trafford in net, Ignore. I know Gvardiol's back in training, but I still think it'll be Diaz and Stones. And right back, I think it'll be Lewis again. I don't think he did anything wrong, and I think he's good enough to play against Spurs. Midfield, I'll go for Nico G, Bernardo, and Reinders again. I think they were as good as any combination you want to pick. So yeah, let's go with them. Right wing, I think Oscar Bob will start again. I think he will. I know he looked a bit tired at the end, but you can't play like that and then have your place taken away from you, in my view. So no, I think he'll start. Obviously, Haaland up front. I think he'll be relishing the opportunity to get stuck into Van de Ven and Romero, and then hopefully Reinders can take advantage of the space that makes for us. On left wing, it's a tricky one. I think Doku, forget him. I thought his performance against Wolves was pretty bad. I know people talk about him being doubled up and all the rest of it, but that's the job, mate. I'm afraid that's the job. If you don't want to be doubled up, go and play for West Ham or Galatasaray or in Saudi Arabia and do whatever you want to do over there. But if you want to play for City, you're going to get doubled up, and you've been having for 2 years now. So Oscar Bob was probably doubled up. Mamouche, everyone does. So no, sorry, not good enough in my view. So he won't play. I reckon it'll be Mamouche, and I'm edging for Turkey, but I think Mamouche back end of last season did enough to be the next cab off the rank. So start Mamouche and then bring Turkey off the bench, I think, and then hopefully Foden can get off the bench as well and have an impact. I believe he was in training this week. And Rodri, just see how it goes. I mean, if he is on the bench and we're cruising, bring him on. But I don't want him coming on if it's a tight game. I mean, he's been out for 9 months, so what's an extra couple of games that going to make a difference? Is it really? Get him on if he can. But we don't want the Spanish manager to think he's fit to do it and then schlepping him around Europe for qualifiers against whoever it is they're playing. So no, forget that one. Leave Rodri at home or sat in the stands or being a glorified mascot, as far as I'm concerned. But I don't want to see him. And yeah, I think it'll be tight. I'm going to go 3-1 City just. I think go 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, and then we'll get one at the death. I think that's to make it a bit easy at the end. I think that's my prediction anyway. And let me know what your prediction is in the comments below. And yeah, and this game tonight, isn't it? West Ham versus Chelsea, which I wanted to touch on. Chelsea watched a bit of them against Palace. They didn't look very urgent. But we'll have to see how that goes. It's a work in progress, isn't it? Crystal Palace can do that to anyone. So I'm not going to make a comment on them one way or the other outside of. I think they're highly overrated as a team. I don't think they're going to win the league. I don't think they're going to come close. But I think they're a decent outfit and will finish fourth quite comfortably, but not nowhere near as good as City, Liverpool, or Arsenal. But West Ham, goodness me, did you see them on the weekend against Sunderland? They're diabolical. It was 0-0 with 60 minutes, with 30 minutes to go after 60 minutes, and then they let one goal in and threw the towel in. Their goalkeeper should have saved two at least. I thought it was diabolical. But Lineker was on the rest of his football saying he's seen enough of their keeper to know he's good. Well, all right then, but what I've seen, he looked dreadful. But it's first day of the season. But I think West Ham need to pull the finger out. I think Chelsea will beat them comfortably today. If they don't, Chelsea have got problems. But I think Chelsea will beat them comfortably. And then they're going to have to take a view. I know Karen Brady was on TalkSport the other day talking about how West Ham don't make quick decisions on managers and all the rest of it. But if you get beat on Sunderland 3-0, I expect Chelsea to score 3 today. And then who have you got next? They're away from home next. So they're already potentially could be no points after 3 games. I know I'm going ahead of myself a little bit, but it's not beyond the realms of possibility, is it? But I've been really disappointed with Potter, actually. I thought he was good at Brighton. Well, he's very good at Brighton, wasn't he? Then went to Chelsea, and you thought, well, Chelsea's a basket case. No one can do well there. So put that down to one of those things. But, he's not doing anything at West Ham, has he? Listen, he's not helped by the lack of, good players, is he? But, they just look really weak to me, really weak. So I'll keep an eye on West Ham, actually. I don't think they'll go down. I don't think they'll go down, no. I think they'll, if they are good as bad as I think they're going to do, then they'll take a view well before the end of the season, well before Christmas probably, change him and stay up. Moyes isn't available for them anymore, though, is he? So, well, it might be if they carry on like they did against Leeds. But right, let's not talk about David Moyes. Okay, right. So yeah, so that's a quick roundup and review of the Spurs game. 3-1 City, goal scorers. Good Haaland again, Reinders again, and Marmoush again. Those are my 3 predictions last week, and I'm sticking to them. So, yeah, all the best. Hope you enjoyed the weekend. Hope you enjoyed the game. Please like, subscribe, and put your team selections of score predictions in the comments below. Thank you very much, and I'll see you for the review on Sunday or Monday. Take care. Thank you.